All right, number 5. All right, this is going to be short and sweet, but it's going to answer some of the questions that you guys have been asking. First question I'm going to address is, well, it's going to be a two-part. First part is going to be who should use anabolic steroids, and second part will be everyone wants to know how much you take and how much it takes to become a pro. So here we go. First part is who should use it. Well, I don't recommend anybody use it for the most part, but in certain sports at certain levels it becomes a reality, and if you want to be competitive at that level you may have to use it. Now, not everyone's going to have to use it. Some people have God-given talent that allows them to play and perform at that level, but some people just don't measure up and they need that little boost to bring them up to that level. Everyone's different. So I'm going to say people who should use it are people who are competitive athletes and rely on their competitiveness to provide an income. Other than that, recreational use, I would say I wouldn't frown upon it if it's done properly and safely, and everything else is on point before you add that in, such as training and nutrition. If that's not on point, it's kind of a band-aid. It's a waste, really. It's not really you're not gonna get the most out of it. You'll get the most out of it, the use of anabolics, if your diet and training is on point. Otherwise, you're trying to make up for your lack of hard work. It's what you're trying to do. So if you're not putting in the hard work, you're not going to get the most out of it. You're not going to get the results that you'll see other people getting. So that would be the answer to the first part of who should use it. Competitive athletes, recreational use is fine if it's done safely, and only if your diet and nutrition is on point first. Otherwise, wasting your time. You could get probably just as good of results going back and fixing your diet and nutrition and bringing that up to 100% before you add in the steroids. Second part of the question would be, someone asked, how much does it take to become a pro? How much steroids does it take? Well, that's like saying, how much studying does it take to become architectural engineer? Everyone's different. Some people are just on that wavelength and are good at that, physics and design and stuff. They don't have to study a lot. And then there's other people who have to study their ass off. Well, it's the same as the use of steroids to become a pro. Some people, they don't need it. I can guarantee you some guys out there turn pro naturally. Don't have to believe it, but I can almost guarantee you there are guys who have. I can guarantee you there are guys who've done it just one cycle. And then I could tell you there's guys who've done so much drugs just to become a pro. So it's different for everybody. There's no cookie cut answer. There's no cookie cut cycle that's going to say do this and you'll be here. There's no answer. Everybody's different. It depends on how much hard work you're going to put in. So I know it's not the answer people are looking for, but that's the truth. That's life. You get out what you put in. And I'm not talking about in your body. You're not going to get out what you put in your body always. Some people just don't have the respond, and they just don't respond to it like others. But I do think this: those who do little to get to that elite stage, those guys are going to be the best, because the more they add, the better they'll get. Whereas the guys who take a lot to get to that elite stage, well, they're maxed out and they just reached that elite stage. There's not going to be much improvement on that elite stage. Do you know what I mean? Like, guys done so much drugs just to get to the pros. Now they're a pro. What are they going to do? Those are the guys that kind of fall off the map. Whereas you got guys who just take a little bit, they hit the pros, and they're just starting on that path, down that anabolic path, as you will, if you wish, and they're going to make the progress. Or guys who get there naturally, they got an even better chance because now they just introduce another factor at that level, so they're just going to go even further. That's what I think, and could be wrong, but that's what I think. Um, in today's society, everyone's looking for the easy way. Well, we're meant to be that way. Technology is being pushed, and technology is a good thing, but it's also making us very lazy. Um, and if you think about it, bodybuilding, and it's not a lazy man's game. It's a hard-working man's game, or woman. It's a hard-working game. You got to put in a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, and there's no substitute for time. That's one thing we can't control, time. So a lot of people try to, and those are the guys who ruin their physiques. Those are the guys who they'll get there quick, but they lose their proportions. They get a big stomach. Their health fails. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of factors into this game, and if you want to be competitive about it, you got to be smart about it. Um, there's method to the mayhem. Mayhem's good, but there's method to it, and you got to be smart. That's it for this week. I'm home here in Halifax visiting family for Christmas, so that's what you heard upstairs. That's my mom. She dropped a plate or a glass or something. It's an everyday occurrence, so no big deal to me. That's why I didn't flinch. Probably won't be doing another one till the new year. So in my eyes, 6 will be a New Year's edition. And if you want to hear something, put it below. Subscribe, share with your friends. I'm starting my prep for the New York Pro, January. Gonna put some size back on. I was sick for a week. I lost 15 pounds, so that's why I feel it. I know I look smaller, but I feel it. No big deal. Mostly water weight, if anything. I don't have a lot of fat on me to lose, so maybe a little bit of muscle, but that'll come back. Slow and steady, coming in New York, and conditioning, symmetry, and I'm working on the size. But conditioning and symmetry, it's going to play a big role in this one for me.